set in an unfinished housing community in South Florida, and I think that's all you really need to know. I'm just going to read a little bit from the beginning. The autumn before. Past the beach houses built on stilts in the sand, past the ocean highway that runs along Earn City, past an inlet that is a shade lighter than the ocean, past more houses, past small streets, past the Florida Turnpike, past dark clusters of trees, 2 North American blackbirds, male and female, fly west over the southeastern shore of the Florida Peninsula. They fly over a dead armadillo in the middle of a roadway, flattened by a semi-truck's tires the week before, smashed gray shell, sticky black blood on the asphalt. They fly further west until there are no more houses and few streets. They cross over the Starlight River, home to snapping turtles and army green alligators. They pass flat fields where shrubs grow in sparse, sharp grass. They fly past an old Seminole burial ground where 2 centuries before the last matriarch of a small tribe mourned for 12 new moons, her long gray hair disheveled as custom dictated. Her husband had been buried with great care, his cheeks painted with broad stripes, his feet pointed east, his bow tucked under his arm. The birds fly over earth that hides the fossilized skulls and teeth of mastodons, miniature horses, glyptodonts. This ground has been covered in ice, in ocean, in ice again. They fly until there's nothing but trees and swamp, where there will be plenty of lizards and meaty insects to eat. The land is part of Starlight County, but the place itself has no name yet. The map on the plans simply says wetlands, and it feels primordial, a place where anything dripping and new could step out of the muck and begin its existence. In the afternoons when the rains come, small tornadoes move across these fields, 2 and 3 together. The earth smells both fresh and rotten. Families of dull-colored catfish have, in their isolation, grown bigger and blinder than any others in the state. There will be a town here. The plans are confidential. Aside from a supermarket built off the turnpike, it looks like nothing. But a deal between the state of Florida and 4 different developers is in the works. Nobody else knows what will become of these 7 square miles of muddy rivers, scrubby trees, swamp, the forest hammock, or how soon it will begin. The blackbirds land at the top of the tallest tree in the middle of a dense wood. The tree is a live oak, 463 years old. The branches are serpentine, strong, and draped in curling Spanish moss. In 1979, a bolt of lightning started a fire, burning many of the surrounding trees down to the mud, but the live oak was untouched. A man, the only man for miles, walks through the grass, into the forest, and keeps going until he stops at the tree. He's going to build a home here, once he figures out how best to do it. He takes photographs of the tree from different angles, wraps a tape measure around the thickest part of the trunk, and writes the measurement in a tiny spiral-bound notebook that fits in his back pocket. He measures the thickness of the lowest branches, writes these figures down. Finally, he crouches, mops his brow, and closes his eyes. The birds look out at the bright sky, at the expanse of damp dark green. They spy a creek below and concentrate on the insects that hover just above it. The sun breaks through the trees in narrow beams, shining white gold on the surface of the water. They lift noiselessly from the branch and fly down. They're birds, they can fly. With one swoop, the female opens her beak, almost snapping it shut on the thorax of a dragonfly, but the dragonfly is too fast and gets away. Chapter 1. That's a big one. The girl, Lily, turns the steering wheel and drives around the dark turtle crawling across the fresh black asphalt. Ida Oberdorf grips her head and watches the animal creeping along. The pain is mostly in her right temple. She can taste the beer from the night before. Since she overslept this morning and almost missed her flight, so focused on the part of her life that has not yet begun, she crossed 8 states without even a sip of water. In this bizarre emptiness of a Florida wilderness, the future has stepped to the side, forcing Ida to wait just a little longer. Ida experiences the drive as if it were a dream. This is a place with no bearing on all that will come next. It feels like a dream. The wet heat of Florida in July cannot possibly be real. Neither can the haze rising from the black street, or the turtle crawling across the road like a broken toy running out of batteries. There's no reason to take any of it in. She'll be leaving again before any detail can leave an impression. It's too bright, the color's too sharp. Even Lily, Ken Cantwell's teenage daughter, looks unreal, with her chunky pink forearms resting on the steering wheel, her glittery lip gloss, bright blue eyes, and red gold hair. Lily is driving Ida through the empty streets of Fort Starlight to see the plot of land Ida bought through an ad in the back of Rolling Stone the summer after she graduated from high school. Lily accelerates. Ida grips her forehead. When she looks at the sky, she sees seagulls. How close is the ocean, she asks. Lily points to the horizon. That way, about 15 miles. I hardly ever go. Too far. May as well not be there.